Subscribe to Audio Novels for more content and click on the bell icon. We hope you enjoy the video. Thank you.
The only thought Lu Yang and Meng Jingzhou had right now was, this is it. They're actually discussing how to cheat in front of the examiner. As if she was unaware of their cheating plan, eldest senior sister Yunji glanced once at them and then started organizing the examination, not bothering to look a second time. It was evident that Yunji commanded great respect among the disciples of the Sikh Dao sect, her orders unquestioningly obeyed. These disciples of the Sikh Dao sect, each one a powerful figure in the outside world, revered and admired by others, were perceived as prodigies. The esteem in which Yunji was held was clear from the fact that everyone followed her instructions without hesitation or slackness. A spirit root is the first hurdle on the road to immortality. Without it, no matter how much resources you're given, you can't cultivate. The first part of this examination will test your spirit root. Each of you will step forward one by one. If you lack confidence in your spirit root, you're free to leave now. No one left. Those who were there for the Sikh Dao sect's examination had an understanding of their own spirit root. There were very few like Lu Yang who had dared to try their luck at the Sikh Dao sect, just because it was close to their home. This was a precautionary measure taken by the Sikh Dao sect to avoid admitting students who don't meet the spirit root requirements and plan on cheating their way through the examinations. Typically, a spirit stone is used to test someone's spirit root, but these stones are very large and conspicuous. Seeing as there was not one in sight, the Sikh Dao sect didn't appear to be planning on using this method. A disciple of the Sikh Dao sect, named Dai Bufan, was seated at the front of the room. His method of cultivation was very unique. By letting his spiritual energy circulate through an individual's body, he could determine their spirit root, cultivation technique, life gate, giving him a marked advantage in battle. With 2 fingers on the wrist, similar to an old Chinese doctor checking the pulse, Dai Bufan could accurately determine the person's spirit root. A 3 spirit root of metal, water and fire? Not too bad. You may proceed. A dual spirit root of water and fire? Good. A dual spirit root of water and wood. Your foundation was once injured, likely due to a severe trauma you suffered when you were 12. Ordinarily, this should have left sequela, but surprisingly, you got lucky and met a beneficent expert who skillfully healed you and recompleted your foundation. The man was taken aback, surprised at Dai Bufan's accuracy. When I was 12, my mother fell ill and died. My stepmother took control, and fearing that I would threaten her son's status, she schemed against me. I fell into a coma, and when I woke up, I was unscathed. My father told me that a beneficent expert had passed by and saved me, but he didn't leave his name on departing. Once the man left, another Sikh Dao sect disciple congratulated Dai Bufan on his elevated cultivation. You deduced all the details, like you had witnesses the events firsthand. Elder brother Dai, your cultivation is admirable. Dai Bufan responded nonchalantly. Oh, it's nothing. That beneficent expert was me. I was in a rush at the time and forgot to leave my name after saving him. While speaking, Dai Bufan waved dismissively at the next examinee. You're 18, beyond the age limit. You may leave. A cheeky young monk under the guidance of an older monk earnestly greeted Dai Bufan. Dai Bufan glanced at him and delivered the young monk back to the elderly one. What is a novice monk from the Suspension Temple doing here? You have a brand left by the temple's abbot in your body. Go. Return to your Suspension Temple. Isn't the Suspension Temple one of the 5 great immortal sects? Lu Yang asked Meng Jingzhou in a low voice. Meng Jingzhou nodded seriously. The Suspension Temple has the fewest disciples among the 5 great immortal sects. At its fewest, there was just the abbot and 1 disciple, and at its most, there were no more than 10. This little monk hasn't begun cultivating yet, but he's already a disciple of the Suspension Temple, which signifies he has deep Buddhist roots. He watched as the little novice monk was taken away by the elder monk of the Suspension Temple with a heavy expression. I thought I would dominate the world of cultivation in the future, but it turns out I do have worthy opponents. Lu Yang was unsure from where Meng Jingzhou drew his confidence. You're not even slightly worried that Sister Yunji will kick us out? What's there to worry about? Haven't you seen how it goes in the novels? The major sects are blind. They slander and frame the young genius, kicking him out of the sect. Taking this as an insult, the young lad is filled with motivation to strive for success, experiencing a string of adventures until he eventually soars high in the sky, becoming an existence even a major sect could only look upon from below. Well, no, look upon from above. After a moment of silence, Lu Yang reminded him, but Sister Yunji doesn't seem to need to frame us. Makes sense. Then Meng Jingzhou also panicked. The breath in your body flows unceasingly. Considering your attire, you don't seem to be from a cultivation influential family. Could it be that you accidentally consumed a greenwood immortal fruit in your childhood? Go ahead. There's something interesting about your constitution. Dai Bufan placed his finger on a brawny man with bronze skin. His eyes lit up. Bloodline of the ancient barbarian tribe. It's been quite a while since I saw it. The brawny man was tall and sturdy, his head gleaming, his skin reflecting light under the sun. Judging by his appearance, it seems plausible for him to be in his mid-20s, but Dai Bufan didn't question his age, indicating that he's not yet 16. All Lu Yang could say was, well-developed indeed. The crowd stirred slightly. The ancient barbarian tribe had an overwhelming strength that could move mountains and engulf the sun and the moon, dominating their era before disappearing in the river of Suiyue. It had been a long time since the bloodline of the ancient barbarian tribe appeared in the central continent. Everyone thought that this ancient bloodline had disappeared, but it now simply showed up during the examination of Ask Dao sect. Dai Bufan yawned, having checked half of the people. Yet, he hadn't come across a single spiritual root. Were they all taken away by other sects? Meng Jingzhou confidently stepped forward. Dai Bufan didn't hold much hope, but when his index and middle fingers touched Meng Jingzhou's wrist, his eyes widened instantly, and he jumped to his feet. It's a sin. Upon hearing Dai Bufan's words, murmurs broke out below. It's a single spiritual root. What did single spiritual root mean? The bottleneck in each realm for them is much looser than others, destined to become a great Dao cultivator, who could hold a high position in the court or become an independent powerhouse. All eyes were glued to Meng Jingzhou, their interest apparently piqued. It was always beneficial to make early connections with such a person. The elders hurriedly urged the younger generation to build a good relationship with Meng Jingzhou once they entered the Sikh Dao sect. From the Meng family, with a single spiritual root and a disciple of the Sikh Dao sect. These three identities combined guaranteed a position of power in the Sikh Dao sect's future setup, and one's name would be remembered as a great cultivator in history. Single-body spiritual root. Dai Bufan pronounced the complete term of Meng Jingzhou's spiritual root, and the scene fell silent. Meng Jingzhou was extremely angry. What on earth was a single-body spiritual root? Did it mean he had to stay single for his whole life? I don't know much. Don't categorize me. Meng Jingzhou flared up, banging on the table with rage. Junior brother Dai, don't make fun of others. A misty voice came. Yunji appeared from a cloud of fog, glaring at Dai Bufan, who sheepishly shrank his neck. Meng Jingzhou finally calmed down a bit. He knew Dai Bufan must be pulling his leg. Then Yunji addressed Meng Jingzhou. But junior brother Dai hasn't deceived you either. You indeed have a single-body spiritual root. This is the academic term. But in the cultivation world, people are more accustomed to its colloquial name, pure Yang spiritual root. He finally understood why the old veteran and his parents in the clan, so the reason they said he would know when he reached the 5 great immortal sects was because they were too embarrassed to tell him. No wonder his parents asked him whether he wanted a younger brother or sister after he had finished testing his root bone. Mutated single spiritual root, also known as pure Yang spiritual root, the extremely Yang essence, the nemesis of all ghosts and spirits. Preserving the pure Yang body would speed up the cultivation progress significantly, but if the pure Yang was lost, then the cultivation level would regress swiftly.